A very good afternoon and a warm welcome to UBC Lunchtime News on this 10th day of July 2024. I'm Loreen Masika Kazimoto here to bring you this afternoon's news bulletin. Now we start off with our first headlining story. This afternoon, President Museveni has met and held discussions with a delegation from Huawei Technologies Uganda at the National Leadership Institute in Changwanzi. The meeting with Huawei announces plans to establish a digital village prototype in Uganda. President of Huawei Sub-Saharan Africa region, Hova Gao, informed the president that the project will demonstrate the transformative power of digital infrastructure in rural communities. Gao highlighted the benefits of the Smart Village initiative, which includes smart classrooms, learning centers, remote diagnosis, and smart PVs, solar, at no cost to the Ugandan government. He pointed out that the initiative aligns with Uganda's national strategy for rural development. President Museveni expressed support for the project. Soma Muchala Fauzia, Public Relations Manager of Huawei Technologies Uganda, informed the President that Butaleja district has been identified for the pilot study of the Smart Village. She emphasized the project's potential to contribute to the parish development model by promoting digital transformation and sustainable growth through ICT. Now, members of Parliament on the Committee of Statutory Authorities and State Enterprises, COSASE, have questioned officials from the Uganda Wildlife Education Centre, UEC, regarding the delayed establishment of a sophisticated laboratory for animal testing and multiplication. During their appearance before the committee, UEC officials explained that the centre currently has only 2 rhinos which have not reproduced due to the captivity and perceiving each other as siblings. We have more.
The zoo at Entebbe, which became Uganda Wildlife Education Centre in 1994, looks after 312 animals categorized in 74 species. However, the centre has a 24-hour surveillance system to protect the animals, especially rhinos, which are highly sought for their horn. Members of the committee were, however, disappointed to hear that UEC only has 2 rhinos which have not produced. The Executive Director of UEC, Dr. James Musingozi, said they are working out a project to introduce competition among them. The chairman of the committee asked the ED whether they considered applying artificial insemination.
To see whether there is some imbalance that could be causing this as a problem, so that we can then decide to say they will not produce or they will produce. But there is a study that is going on at the moment where we study their fecal material.
Have you considered artificial insemination?
Mr. Chairman, that is the next step. After discovering whether their hormonal balance is okay and they have not developed any cysts that would prevent them from producing.
Why would it take you ages to even think about that?
Need capacity, and recently we are building labs to start doing that. We hadn't gotten a chance and resources to do that, but now the labs are there. So we'll be able to do the hormonal studies.
When did you first ask for facilitation for labs?
Officials were also questioned on why they took many years to think about having a sophisticated laboratory to carry out multiplication of animals.
The laboratory is basic if you are doing any form of science, like in this.
After the new act that gave us the mandate, we've been able to acquire funds through the World Bank Fund to establish a biobank now. We are going to be able to do chemistry analysis. We are going to be able to do culture, which we couldn't do because of the basic lab.
UEC also developed a lion recovery strategy to help in multiplication of the lions, whose number is dwindling from national park day by day because of human-wildlife conflict. The head of lion recovery in UEC estimates that Chidepo is left with between 15 to 10 lions.
They snare other animals, they set traps to trap other animals like the cobs, antelopes, and then the lions fall victim. So many of them have been what? Trapped. But also I think the issue was the prey, the food they eat. They depend on cobs. is challenging Chidepo National Park is neighboring countries like Southern Sudan. And these animals don't know the boundaries. So when they cross to the neighboring countries like Southern Sudan, where there's no order, they are killed from there.
And Queen Elizabeth, we have enclaves in there, and there's been a lot of poisoning of the lions when they go into those enclaves and eat maybe people's cattle, goats. So that is one of the issues we have.
Bukimbiri County, Eddie Kwizera, a member of the committee, was concerned about why these continue to appear before the committee as work, and yet Parliament, in the rationalization bills, merged it under Uganda Wildlife Authority.
Instructing institutions whose bills were passed by Parliament and whose contracts were ending by 30th June to extend by 3 months. We have a circular from Ministry of Public Service to that effect. So the board sat and put that into practice by extending our contract.
But Chairman, you see, by this time, when you are going to amend or to phase out that one, the people supposed to go should have got their packages, and they should have left before 1st July. Are you telling me that now the Ministry of Public Service have amended without telling Parliament that you can now stay, when there's one who told us that you should have gone by 1st July?
I'm Navka Farida and Gloria Gwetavinji in Kampala.
Uganda Road Chief Magistrates Court has set the 12th of July 2024 to deliver its ruling in an application where former Lubaga Division RCC Anderson Burora is challenging the legality of the charges labelled against him. However, prosecution led by Richard Bidivumbuka asked court to maintain the charge sheet on grounds that defence has to indicate how defective the charges are and to prove the particular rules breached by prosecution in the charge sheet.
Former Lubaga Division RCC Anderson Burora has appeared before Buganda Road Chief Magistrates Court to answer charges of spreading hate speech and malicious information against the Speaker of Parliament Anita Among. During the last court sitting, Burora's legal team challenged the legalities of the charges against their client. Prosecution led by Richard Bidivumbuka asked court to maintain the charge sheet on grounds that since the offences were committed via Burora's ex, and the details are well spread on his handle, which will be brought in court as evidence.
And if it applies, then we don't have to go into the details of the contents of the X handle. We simply have to refer to it as X handle. Yes. We don't have to go into details. We don't have to go into details of we simply have to refer to it as it is provided for under Rule N of Section 8.
Bidivumbuka also challenged the defence for not citing any particular rules breached by prosecution and for not attacking the contents of the charge sheet before the accused took plea.
Good summary is that if the charge sheet, especially the particulars, are in respect to a document, you do not have to divulge or to go into details of that document.
Prosecution asked court to dismiss the defence's prayers, although Burora's lawyers objected to the prayers.
The more you try to summarize, is the more you distort the content. The charge sheet is legally sound with no material defects. Yeah, with no material defects to prejudice the rights of the accused person.
Magistrate Nadi Kaiza set 12th July 2024 to deliver his ruling over this issue. The accused Anderson Burora has been further remanded. Burora is represented by lawyer David Kamukama and Philip Munabi. Deborah Namamonde, UBC News.
The Palliative Care Association of Uganda has donated assorted items to 8 government hospital palliative care units to aid cancer patients. The donation is part of a series of activities conducted ahead of the celebrations to mark 25 years of coordinating and advocating for palliative care in Uganda.
The specific essential medical sundries donated include gloves, adult dyers, Cotton, among others, handed over by the Executive Director, PCAU, at their head office in Chitende.
Community health program.
We have been providing these, and now this would crown up a number of horses that we have given, in total 13. And what we have given is only little. It cannot be sufficient to cover all the needs of the patients within these hospices, but at least as we commemorate 25 years, we commemorate with the patients in the community.
World Health Organization records show at least 700 of the 3,000 children in Uganda who receive a cancer diagnosis annually go to Uganda Cancer Institute for treatment, majority of whom remain in communities but need palliative care.
We also believe and think that more work needs to be done. We need to have more people, more institutions supporting the work of palliative care, to make sure that we have more people trained to provide palliative care, to make sure that we increase health facilities.
In Uganda, there are 34,008 new cases of cancer every year, of whom Uganda Cancer Institute receives only 20% of these cases. The Executive Director, PCAU, Mark Donald Mwesiga, says there is little access to such resources.
Some of them are not discharged to go home for cure, that they are cured, but some of them go home because their end of life is near. So you find somebody who has been in the hospital, they have been sick, they have been admitted, but now they are being told to leave the hospital to go back home. When they go home, they need some essential things.
In collaboration with the Ministry of Health, PCAU has accredited 230 medical facilities to offer palliative care services, including oral liquid morphine, in 100 districts of Uganda.
Most of this medicine you are talking about for severe pain also tends to be addictive. And so there must be controls to make sure that the people who access this medicine do not actually abuse it.
Palliative Care Association of Uganda, PCAU, is due to commemorate 25 years Silver Jubilee of coordinating and advocating for palliative care in Uganda.
The Ministry of Education and Sports, in collaboration with the Korea Chamber of Commerce and Industry, is implementing the capacity building for industry demand-based technical vocational education and training (TVET) project in Uganda. The director of the Directorate of Industrial Training at the Ministry of Education and Sports, Dr. Patrick Yakatonda, says the program focuses on competence, quality, relevance and skills development.
The Republic of Korea, through the Korea International Cooperation Agency, KOICA, is supporting the short-term training programs in automotive mechanics, plumbing, electro-installation, welding and fashion and design in 6 vocational training institutes of Ntinda, Chiliandongo, Nyakatale, Mobende, Yiganga and Arua. Heads of institutions, industrialists, experts from the Directorate of Industrial Training, those from Korea Chamber of Commerce and Industry, are meeting to review the assessment training packages of the demand-driven short courses implemented under the KOICA and Ministry of Education and Sports.
Supporting so many activities, mainly they are supporting the 5 institutions in training, industrial-based training. They are also supporting DIT in developing of ATPs, and also developing the textbooks, in other words, the training manual. So that is what they are supporting DIT.
The Principal Ntinda Vocational Training Institute, Harriet Kagezi, says the revised assessment training packages will align to the demands of the industry.
Most of them are of the latest technologies. They need more latest technologies than the old technologies that we had. For example, in motor vehicle, yes, he can repair a vehicle, but he needs to be able to also use a simulator, for example. In electrical, I saw some of the demands where they need somebody with some more automation is required in electrical.
The project manager capacity building for industry demand-based TVET in Uganda, Dr. Choi Songik, says 1,200 youth have benefited from the project since its inception last year.
We trained 600 students last year, but 577 students finished our short-term course. And then among of them, maybe 74% they have a job in each department.
Sudat Kaye and Henry Muganga, UBC News.
Ugandans have been called upon to embrace voluntary service to humanity under the Humanity Needs You campaign. This call was made by Uganda Red Cross Society as it prepares to mark 60 years of service.
As Uganda Red Cross plans for its 60th anniversary, Ugandans are urged to join the Red Cross initiative of blood donation, monetary aid to help those facing political and climatic challenges.
How can Ugandans make a contribution? And so the whole campaign of Humanity Needs You is anchored around that. That as Ugandans, we can be the vanguards of making the Red Cross a sustainable institution. And what do we mean by that? All the people you normally see running around and giving a service, they are not staff. They are not staff. When we say staff, they are not full-time staff. So, in a year, we reach millions and millions of people.
Celebrating a milestone like this makes us not just happy, but even more committed to support a worthy cause like this. The theme is Humanity Needs You. That speaks directly to me, it speaks directly to you. What are you going to do after this event?
Uganda Red Cross also plans to set up a humanitarian fund to mobilize more finances.
We will go out all the captains of the industry before we launch this humanitarian fund. All captains of industry, whether in the banking sector, whether in the industrial sector, whether now we have even the mining sector, which is gaining ground, such that they buy into this idea.
Funding challenges were cited with over 1.6 million refugees available in the country, yet internal and external aid is inadequate.
The government makes a contribution, but not at the level that can keep us going to the level we want. So, of course, some corporates and companies, private companies in the country have supported us, but they always come in when there is a crisis. And at times it is too late, and you can't plan ahead of that arrangement.
Marion Awori and Mike Bakabulindi for UBC.
Amanya gange nze Namtebi Sharon nga nkolera wano wennyini Saka Kirombe oba Makindye. Empangula gye nawanguddemu ssente mbadde nga nkozesa mobile money nga nsindika school fees w'omwana ku ssomero. Okutegeera nti mpangudde nze mutima neegambye nti kambalinde bamale okujja ndyoke nzikirize nti mpangudde. Kyenyinza okubagamba nti si byabafere weewaawo abafere gye bali naye ennamba eri emu yokka era bw'eba ekukubidde omanya eyo si yabafere. Mpulira bulungi nnyo 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 era ndi musanyufu nnyo. Naye MTN mobile money mbebaza nnyo mwebale nnyo mwebalire.
Together we're unstoppable.
Predict the outcome of 10 football games and win big with tickets at only 500 shillings. Play for this Friday's draw to stand a chance to win big with Sports Stake 10.
Buy your tickets at authorized shops on nationallottery.go.ug to download the app or simply dial *278#. Ugandan National Lottery. Dream, play, win. Participants must be 18 years or older. Play responsibly. The Uganda National Lottery is operated by Ituba Uganda and regulated by the National Lotteries and Gaming Regulatory Board.
That break, and now onto the business scene. Doho rice farmers in eastern Uganda are poised to enter the international market following a substantial boost from the Korean program on international agriculture. The program, investing 3.7 billion shillings in aromatic rice, foundation seeds, fertilizers and machinery, has revolutionized local farming practices in Butaleja district.
We have been growing our old traditional rice, benenego, ani.
For decades, Doho rice farmers in eastern Uganda have relied on native seeds and basic tools for farming, yielding insufficient rice that falls short of global market standards.
Our buyers come and say there is now a lot of rice in Kampala from Tanzania, from outside. So, because they think ours is inferior, they give us low price.
This has been effectively addressed by the Korean program on international agriculture, donating aromatic rice foundation seeds, fertilizers and machinery.
We donate 18 tons of foundation seed with 40 tons fertilizers and many machineries, power tiller, threshers, dry cleaners, and the other things also. And also we donate Korean-style transplanting line also.
Capacity 39 is very good seed, using Kapashi program. So Kopia in Uganda will produce Kapashi 39.
The support is a shift towards sustainable rice production in the region, promising high yields that will enable farmers access international market.
We are going to compete with the outside world. We are going to get seeds, very good seeds, Kafasi 1, Kafasi and PR. And with the fertilizers given, with the machinery which will help us do our work.
What remains is addressing post-harvest handling and branding.
So farmers have grown rice for a very long time, and they know how to grow rice, and they know how to eat rice. So this is the best place to brand rice, so that Ugandans can eat quality rice from Uganda.
After the Korean intervention, the quest to grow aromatic rice in Butaleja district has seen a significant number of farmers seeking to increase their supply.
Farmers have mentioned that they are early maturing, and then they have a slightly longer grain, which seems to be appreciated more by the market, especially the hotels and the restaurants, and also the fact that they have aroma.
Aromatic rice seeds were developed by National Agriculture Research Organization. They mature quickly and are disease tolerant.
The local super we have on the market takes 150 days in the garden, and that is nearly half a year. That's a long time for the farmer to wait to harvest. As Naro, we have developed early maturing varieties that also have the aroma. So our varieties take 90 to 100 days to mature.
Joseph Okow, UBC.
The Minister for Science, Technology and Innovation, Monica Musenero, has asked local coffee processors to apply for funds put aside by her ministry to improve the quality of finished products. She says President Museveni tasked her to engage farmers on the quality of coffee beans since government no longer sells unprocessed products.
Again here is that you read the documents.
Minister Musenero made the appeal on Coffee Valley addition while addressing members of Coffee Investment Consortium Uganda meeting held in Kampala.
And then from day one, you are doing the wrong things from what you signed because you're not aware.
Start a company that is adding value and grow that company to become a big brand like Samsung or South Korea, that, you know, like Microsoft. There has to be a very strong parenting system. There has to be a very strong mentorship system. So we will be changing what we do with them. just like you change with a growing child, but we are going to work side by side.
The Executive Director Coffee Investment Consortium, Tony Chibuka, committed to ensure all processed coffee products penetrate the world market. He lauded government for its investment in the coffee value chain.
They don't charge the same into the export of the value-added coffees. However, there is need to clearly streamline the export code when it comes to the roasted bean, because some of our partners get to look out for our export code in terms of the roasted coffee segment.
The board secretary, Coffee Investment Consortium, believes that the current coffee production in the country shall enhance economic growth and global ranking in coffee production.
Every district is going to have a factory, every region is going to have a tertiary hub. So we want to go big because the whole of Uganda have capacity to produce coffee.
Muzamil Abwali of Syndicate Diaries, a beneficiary of the Science and Technology and Innovations Business Support, noted that they have increased production of milk sold on the Ugandan market.
And science, technology and innovation, we realized is the way to go to see that this country can move forward. To get into innovation, science and technology is something that would create a lot of employment.
Richard Chilembeka compiled this report.
Hi, my name is Rachel Ndubuchiri and I am a Ugandan actress and the winner of the Africa Monologue Challenge 2023. Now, thanks to your immense support, the Africa Monologue Challenge Season 2 is coming to Uganda between July 25th and August 20th. Africa Monologue Challenge is looking for passionate Ugandan storytellers to take part in a Pan-African short film that will showcase Uganda to the rest of the world. To be a part of this, all you have to do is weave a captivating narrative that captures Uganda's cultural heritage while fostering connections between 10 diverse individuals from 10 African countries. This short film will be shared to over 50 film festivals. Now, to find information on the AMC 2024 finalists, visit www.africamonologue.com. Please submit your short script, which should be 10 pages for a short film between 10 to 15 minutes, to africamonologue@gmail.com before 30th June 2024. Now, let's talk about rewards. The selected script will have the writer's full name in the end credits. You will get a chance to collaborate with amazing filmmakers from all over the world. You will get a small token for your creativity, and you remain with full ownership of your script. Let's work together to create a Pan-African film that will echo African stories throughout the world.
Welcome back from that break, and now into the world of sports. The organizers of the much-acclaimed Tusker Light Rwenzori Marathon have partnered with the Rotary Cancer Run purposely to up the ante against an illness that ravages Uganda. We have more details.
The Tusker Light Rwenzori Marathon and the Rotary Cancer Run have announced a partnership aimed at raising awareness and funds in the fight against cancer.
In terms of financial contribution, that is something that we'll have a conversation internally, then get back to the Rotary team. But for now, it was majorly us having that collaboration, create a working relationship, and then the brand can see how we can further come in terms of financial contribution.
This collaboration brings together two of Uganda's most impactful fitness and health events, uniting their resources and audiences for a common cause.
One of the major objectives of Tusker Light Rwenzori Marathon is healthy living. and healthy living helps with actually combating what the Rotary Cancer Run is for.
The Tascalaita Rwenzori Marathon is known for promoting health, athlete support, talent discovery and climate change awareness in the Rwenzori region. It joins forces with the Rotary Cancer Run, which has been instrumental in fundraising for cancer treatment and awareness.
The most important thing for us here is that the reason we are doing this is that we totally believe this is a no-compete area. We are not competing. We are in this for the cause as opposed for brand marshals and fighting each other. But above all, we hope that this whole culture of well-being becomes part and parcel in terms of work.
The biggest target from the Cancer Run is to build a world-class treatment plant in Nsambya. For this project, that is expected to be achieved by 2027, close to 9 billion shillings, of which 4 is already available, is required. The Tascalaita Rwenzori Marathon, which is now a World Athletics certified event, is due on 24th August 2024, while the 13th Rotary Cancer Run will happen a day later. Many that take part in the Tascalaita Rwenzori Marathon in Kasese will engage in the Cancer Run over the same 5 and 10 kilometers, while the main Cancer Run starts and ends at Kolo Ceremonial Grounds. Statistics in Uganda point to 350,000 people diagnosed annually, with close to 220,000 people dying of several cancer.
And with that, UBC Lunchtime News has come to an end. Thank you so much for your company. Do enjoy much more of UBC Television's programming. I'm Loreen Masika Kazimoto. Good afternoon.
UBC, inspiring Uganda. Pick of the day on UBC.
Every Wednesday, 10 p.m. on your public broadcaster.
Was brought to you by
I'll call you every day, yeah, yo, baby, don't know.
You can now get all the Chibuzi out with MTN voice bundles. Call all networks Kubei Dondoro. Buy a 25-minute voice bundle for only 1,000 or buy any daily voice bundle of your choice. Dial *100 *21 hash and select daily or use the My MTN app. When we talk together, we are unstoppable.
In a near 4 decades journey, the National Resistance Movement Party has been leading Uganda's transformation across spectrum. This week, we take stock of the remarkable achievements of NRM in shaping Uganda's destiny. NRM's commitment to human rights and political stability has fostered an environment where civil liberties are respected and every voice matters in shaping Uganda's future. Uganda's economic recovery has been remarkable given the political stability and prevailing security stand. Through strategic policies and investments, such as Emyoga, Bonabagagawale, and the Parish Development Model, Uganda has achieved sustained GDP growth, attracting foreign investment and fostering a conducive environment for business. With initiatives like universal primary education and healthcare reforms, millions of Ugandans have gained access to essential services previously out of reach. Additionally, the NRM's dedication to upholding human rights and ensuring political stability has laid the foundation for a thriving democracy and national unity. As we look back on 38 years of progress under the National Resistance Movement, it's clear that Uganda's journey is just beginning. Let's count and celebrate our achievements. Let's reflect and address our challenges. Let's commit and strive for a brighter future together. All these on your favorite weekly program, Behind the Headlines, this Wednesday.
all on your public broadcaster, UBC, inspiring Uganda. This week on UBC.
I was a sickly child, so I don't want to get a sickly child. I was very talkative and I talked at a very early age. So that's the thing that always used to make me stand out. I wasn't very stubborn, but I used to talk a lot. Even when I was in hospital, I recall the doctors reached a point where they didn't want me